Hello guys, welcome to Microsoft Consult Training. My name is Omotayo Iyola. In this video, we're going to discuss micro, Microsoft Excel formulas for the sum, calculating percentage, and use the if function. Okay, let's go to the breakdown of the objectives. We are going to work on student results. We have data showing results for 5 examination candidates. 4 subjects are scored and each mark is 100, making the total 400. So each result of the candidate subject is summed and the percentage calculated with respect to total maximum score of 400. Then the percentage calculation of the formula will be the total score divided by 400 times 100, or we can simply multiply the total score of the candidate by 0.4. Of course, we are going to use the if function to get the grades. For results greater than or equal to 80, we have A plus. Greater than 70, we have A, and blah 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 blah. And the syntax for the if function is equal to if, and that's just an example. Let's move straight to the practical. Okay, launch the Excel application, Microsoft Excel application on your system, and you're going to have a blank workbook. All right, let's get our data, put our data together. The student results, that will be our title. Let's use the slider over here to increase the cell size so that we can have a better view of this. Okay, so you can click on the slider. I'm sure you are going to see this more clear, more clearly. So student results is the title for an imaginary school, for Oxford Secondary School. All right, that's a title, and we are going to have serial number, the name, the full name of the student, full name, the subject 1, we call that English, subject 2, math, subject 3, government, all right, government, and subject 4, economics. All right, okay, we have the score. We're going to have the serial number. We are looking at 5 candidates, so we have candidate number 1, number 2, number 3. Excel gives us room to drag down the serially increasing numbers. So we have 1, 2, 3, drag down to 4 and 5. It auto populates the column. So meaning that the Excel platform is intelligent. It knows that after you have typed 1, 2, and 3, the next will be 4 and 5. So if we're going to have more than 5 rows, you can drag down. You can see that we have the row auto-populating. Let's go back, Ctrl Z to 5. So full name, let's get some imaginary names. Say Joy, John, and let's call this one Salam, Peace. Okay, Ismail, T. We have Stone Cold. That's a name, right? Okay, the final name we have my name. Okay, Omotayo Iyola. All right, so we have that. And in English, what score? Let's just put up some imaginary scores. Remember, the maximum score per subject is 100. So this is over 100. All right, so this is over 100. All right, just for information's sake. And of course, this is the maximum scores. All right, so let's give the scores one after the other. In English, Joy John had 45 over 100. P's at 67. Ismail 31. Stone Cold 87. And Omotayo Iola scored 65. So Mattis 49. Salam P scored 55 over 100. Ismail scores 82. And let's just, for imaginary scores, 45. And we populate government. Right, so we have, so government really is difficult for Joy John. So we had 34 out of 100. We have 45, 55, 65, and 69. All right, the last subject is economics, and Joy John had for the first time at 65, 65, 35, 89, and 45. Okay, all right, this is basically the raw score for the 5 students or candidates or students of this imaginary Oxford Secondary School. All right, now we want to have a column for the sum of the scores, and the sum will be, the total sum has to be 400, but this time around we have to sum up based on this record. So there's a shortcut to actually apply when you are summing up in Excel. You drag from the left, from the full score, down to the right and to the empty cell here, and you click on the sum icon over here at the top right of the page. Ensure that you are under the Home tab. So once you are on the Home tab, the sum icon will be visible here. After you have done the highlighting, click on the icon and you have the total. Alright, you do the same here. Drag from left to right, click on the icon, you have the total. And you do the same for the other students. And there's another alternative. I'm going to teach you how to apply another shortcut to this. Now we have the sum correctly done. Okay, let's try to delete the sum. Let's see, is there another way to achieve the same thing and we'll save time in case we're having records that are more than 5. Alright, the first thing is you do the sum for the first student and you drag down. Oh no, that didn't work, right? Alright, let's just try again. Do the sum for the second. Then I like the 2, then drag down. Did that work? Yes, it did. Oh, it works. So we can actually sum up one after the other, and it's faster if we have just 5 records. But why you have more than 5 records, do the sum for 2. After you get the result for the 2, then try to highlight the 2 and drag down. The same formula will be applied to all other ones. If you have 1,000 records here, you are sure that within 2 seconds you have dragged it down and the sum will be calculated. Alright, sum also comes with formula. We have, check the formula bar here, we have equal to sum from C5 to F5. C5 is the position, the cell position, and this is C5. From here you have the cell position here, the C column, and the 5 on the row. Then you add in D5 to this, E5 and F5. So instead of summing them one after the other, it's a range. So that's why we have equal to sum C5 to F5. So making it very easy and less applying of less character to achieve the same sum. So the same formula goes for every one of this sum. We have the C9 to F9. So that's why for this formula, when you click, it has auto-generated the formula C9 to F9. So now that we've done something on the sum, the next is a percentage task score. Let's go back to the Excel sheet. Now, we have used a formula here, and we have Excel gives us the power to drag down this cell so that the same formula can be applied appropriately. And alas, we already have the percentage for all of the other cells. So this is a percentage, right? Now, this is just one way of getting the percentage of the total score and percentage of the candidate score, over the total score. So there's another way around it. I'll try to delete all of this. How do we go about it? We have this over 100, and we're going to click the percentage. Now, the first thing we want to do is do equal to, this is G5, the sum. So equal to the position G5 divided by 400. All right. So we have these 0.485. You can drag that down. All right. And after you have highlighted all of the results here, you click on the percentage icon, still under the Home tab, and alas, you have the percentage. This time around, it's even it kind of rounded up to the closest integer. So we have 48%, 58%, 51, 79, 56%. Okay, so it all depends on how you want to present your results. Of course, we are going to have the grade, and we already have the expectation for the grade. And for the grade, the formula we shall be using is, if we have the percentage that's greater than 80 or equal to 80, we have A plus. This is where exactly we're going to use the if function. Now, there's something that we have to do in order for us to be able to achieve something regarding the grade. And what exactly is that? We need to take back the percentage to the previous format, because we need those numbers for the if function. So in that case, let me go back to our first calculate. So we're going to find a quarter of the sum to give us the percentage. Now we click back here and say equal to G5 divided by 4. With that, we have the percentage. So this is 48.25%. And you drag it down so that the formula can be applied to other students of our imaginary schools. Now we want to know the grade, and the grade has to be calculated using the function. Okay, now we need to program this particular cell to capture all of what we have here, the grades and the minimum scores and the maximum score to have that grade. So we have A plus, A, B, C, D, and fail. Back to the Excel, we're going to have it on the formula bar equal to, if we start with the highest score, which is 80 and above, or the highest grade, which is A plus. So if you're going to open a bracket, if this position is H5, right? H5, all right. So if H5 is greater than or equal to 80, then we put a comma. Then what's the expression that we're expecting? The expression will be inside of the quotation, double quote, and we have A plus. So if that condition is true, then we should have then you add the comma again and you type another if. The same h5 is greater than or equal to 70. All right, then you have a comma. What expression do we have? That is a comma again, and you have another if. We're going to have like 6 ifs, right? So if h5 is greater than or equal to 60 this time around, 60, that means if the candidate's percentage is between 60 and 69, all right, so you have a comma. What expression? The candidate has a grade of B. Then we do a comma again and we say if the same percentage as h5 is greater than or equal to 50, comma, then the expression is C. All right, and we do another if, right? So we do another if. Say if the same position h5 is greater than or equal to 40. All right, do a comma, and what expression do we have there? The expression would be a D. All right, D. And lastly, this is not the score to have. This is if h5 is now less than 40. That's a failure, right? So you're going to have the expression failed woefully. All right, so after that if, that seems to be the last condition. So we're going to count the number of ifs that we have, and that will definitely become give us the ending brackets, the total ending bracket that we're going to apply. So we have if number 1 here, we have if number 2, if number 3, if number 4, if number 5, and if number 6, meaning that we are going to close all of these with 6 closing brackets. So we have to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, and we click on the enter button. Oh, this is working. So we have D. Remember that if you have between 40 and 50, it's a D. Then we have D here. Now, how do we know this is supposed to be C, right? So it's a program, so we need to drag this down and allow that program to affect all the ones. It's a C. All right, looking at this also, this looks like a C, so let's drag it down again. It's a C, and this is 79, and 79 falls on A. That's when it's greater than or equal to 70, but it's not up to 80, right? So let's see if we're going to have that grade. Drag it down. Hey, this is working. So we have 56. I'm sure 56 is C, so let's drag it down, and that's C. Okay, so we've been able to implement the if function, and it's working perfectly well. Now, but unfortunately, we do not have fail. So let's try to manipulate a result and make it a bit low so that the total percentage will be less than 40. Now, let's come down to this student. 65, change it to 35. Automatically, the sum is calculated because we use the formula. It's still D. So let's come to 69 and change this to 34. 34. Oh my God. The total here is 159, and by the time you calculate the percentage, it's 39.75. And if it is less than 40, that's a failure. That's over here. If it is less than 40, that's fail. So, and another thing is A plus. Let's try to manipulate a result and to get A plus. And A plus, we need to have 80. So this guy, Stone Cold, is the brightest out of the student. Let's increase the 65 to 75 and click outside. Now that has raised the percentage to 81.5, and automatically if we have A plus. So let's have a result that will generate B, right? So okay, so let's try to increase this to 60. So what is 45? Let's make it 56 and click outside. Then total is 60 and we have B. Alright, so I believe we've been able to enjoy this tutorial. If you want to go further to probably add some margin, okay, merge this title, just highlight it, make sure you are under the home tab and click on the icon here where you can merge and click on merge and center. Okay, and you want to give it a background color. We make it yellow. Make it yellow. All right. You want to change the text color? No. Let's leave it that way. All right. What text do we want to do here? We want to highlight all of this and add border. So after highlighting, just come down to this bottom border, but we want to make it all borders. Click, and here we go. There we go. We have everything now bordered. So in this tutorial, we've been able to use the sum, calculate percentage, and also use the if function to calculate the grade. All right. So please, if you like this tutorial, if you are really impressed, please like the tutorial and try to subscribe. Click on the subscribe button and encourage us to create more videos. Excel is really beautiful. Keep enjoying the Excel application. See you in another video.